What's up? Welcome back to Dena Monroe from Hit. With my special guest, Andrea Monroe.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to Andrea Monroe from head to toe. Okay, I can't snap with this side. But thank you guys for coming back. And as always, you guys make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell the winter, say hit that notification bell for my IT weekly videos she gonna drop.
And don't forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend.
Thank you, PR.
We're trying to make this go viral. Oh yeah, and I'm the PR, so that's another reason why these videos is going up.
Anywho, so we're gonna pick up where we left off. And so, there has, as we were saying, you know, the comparison was an issue. What else do you think was a contributing factor to our sibling rivalry?
I think because I was the baby, and so it was a lot of like, kind of like Nasir. I think any firstborn compared to the middle or the baby, like you all are indifferent. Even if you live in the same household, you're raised the same, you're still going to be different. You're going to have your different flaws. You're going to have things that similarities and differences with things that you like as far as activities and hobbies, career-driven, family-driven, spiritual inclination. So I think a lot of that has to do with being a baby. Like I was the baby, so like my son, now that he's the oldest and I had winter, he seek a lot of attention. Because he feel like, they feel like, oh, the baby don't need a lot of attention because they're the baby. And so they give it to the older sibling. And then when the older sibling gets older... No,
ma'am. They give all the attention to the baby.
So when the older siblings gets older...
Lies!
When the baby gets older, then they start getting more attention because they can do more. Like right now, Winter can't do a lot. So like, everybody thinks she's boring because all she do is cry and want to eat and I'm nursing. So a lot of people don't want to be bothered with her, but when she get older, everybody wants to be around her because she can walk now, she can talk now, and all that kind of stuff. So people surpass the newborn stages. And then when you get in a certain era in your life, people, like your senior year, you know what I'm saying? So it's a difference because like her senior year, you were 2 years older, so like all the attention was on her senior year, and she was in dance and she had all these activities. So I was the one that was writing her some of her letters to make sure she got into college because I wanted her to go so I could have something to look forward to my senior. So I was helping her write her letters, making sure they got sent off, running around with her for prom, running around for graduation, paying for different things because I had a job. I had a job, always kept a job. So I was the hustle and sister still on. So I had that kind of task to take on to make sure that she stayed on her P's and Q's. And I was the sister that was sending stuff to college. You know what I'm saying?
But what does that have to do with sibling rivalry?
I just told you.
What about it?
Like I just said, you got a lot of attention your junior and senior year.
So what did that have to do with Dena?
Because I didn't.
Okay. Why didn't you get the attention?
I don't know.
So what did it do to our relationship?
It kind of like made me go closer to like our extended family in the neighborhood. I started to look at other people like for a big sister.
So it had nothing to do with me going off to college.
I don't think so, because by then I had established my own friends outside of our mutual friends together. I started establishing my own. I had a job. I had 2 jobs my senior year. So now it was my turn to focus on me going to college and my prom and my graduation and life after leaving Detroit. So it was more focused on me preparing for my adult life. But while you were there, it was kind of like I still had SATs to do. I still had to make sure I went from being a junior to being a graduated senior, not just a super senior.
So as a mom, because our fighting made mom very upset. The fact that we just couldn't find a common ground a lot of the times, like kind of broke mom's heart a lot.
Like so I was mom's favorite, but you was their favorite.
Listen, as we ain't gonna go down that favorite road, but what I do want to say is that
you asked.
What I'm gonna say is that as a mom, if your kids, when Winter gets older and Nas, of course he's already older, but as she gets older and she starts establishing her own personality and she starts establishing her own relationship with her brother, if they grow up like we did, bickering and fighting, as a mom, how would that make you feel?
I'm gonna do like our mom did. I'm gonna let them figure it out, and then when it gets too overbearing for me, then I'm gonna step in. My mom didn't step in a lot of times. From my memory, she would let us fight it out until she got sick of it, and she'll get the yelling and all that. But half of the time, she just go upstairs and be like, "Y'all figure it out." When they get tired, they get tired.
I think, and then she also tried to integrate Janika a lot too. Like Janika would call us and be like, "Why are y'all fighting?" We like, "This is what we do."
To this day, she still would say that.
So, for everybody that is seeking closure or seeking guidance, needs that good old wisdom that we have when it comes to repairing relationships. Because before I go there, I do want to say that there have been many times where me and Dena have fallen out immensely, to a point where like I had to block her for a long time. And so I had her blocked for so long. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. But I had her blocked for so long. I forgot that I had you blocked because it was so much peace in my life. And so Janika was like, "Can you you still got Dena unblocked? Can you unblock her? Now I want to FaceTime you." And I was like, "Oh, chill. I forgot all about them." So it got to a point where I feel like one of the things that I will say to people that are struggling with their siblings is that you must, it is an absolute must, create boundaries. There has to be certain boundaries that have to be in place so that, your siblings, like we're 2 years apart, we grew up together, we know each other, we know how to push each other buttons like nobody business. She could say something right now that can try to trigger what I thought I mastered. And so because she is my sister, because we are so close, we know so much about each other. And so your siblings know everything about you because they witness you growing up. They know your strengths and they also know your weaknesses and they master it. And so you have to create those boundaries so that people can understand and siblings can understand that there are lines that you cannot cross. There will be boundaries that you cannot break. And if you do, there's a consequence that comes along with it. I had to learn that my consequences can't always be physical. It set me back as a big sister because I'm supposed to be a protector. And if I'm beating up the person I'm protecting, or if we're fighting and she got some good looks in, I ain't gonna sit here and act like we didn't have some royal battles, okay? But I will say is that as a big sister, taking on that big sister role, I am the protector and she's the person that I'm supposed to be protecting. So on camera, I want to apologize to you for not always making the best decision, and I want to apologize for because you knew how to push my buttons, and I should have created boundaries a long time ago, and we could have repaired a lot of the things from our childhood that travel on to our adulthood. So I want to apologize to you for that because as a big sister, I should have mastered that earlier. But because we were figuring so much stuff out at one time, especially after mom passed, our childhood and the things that we struggled with because there were no boundaries travel into our adulthood. So, and also one of the things that helped us was your children. Mm-hmm. You becoming a mother, you were more tolerable to boundaries because now you're setting boundaries with your kids. Mm-hmm. And so a whole new level of respect is now being birthed as you birth your children. So that is one thing that helped us because she was now a mother. Losing our mom definitely wasn't something that made us stop fighting, and it's just reality. I mean, we know, after our mom passed, like you know, she would tell us all the time, y'all gonna have each other. And we have our dad, we have aunts and uncles and cousins. But at the end of the day, when it comes to your siblings, when your parents start to transition to glory, all you're gonna have is each other.
That's true.
And so we didn't really grasp that. We knew we had each other, but we really took advantage of that.
Yeah.
We really took advantage of that. And so,
apology accepted too, cause she cute.
You want to apologize?
Oh, I apologize for putting out knives and stabbing, and putting out knives and calling the cops and all that, being dramatic. But that was my emotions though. Like, you're not supposed to do that to your sister, so you're not supposed to do what you did. So don't expect me not to react like, you know, how I'm gonna react if it was anybody else.
Okay, cause you pulling out knives and calling the cops on me. None of the times you started it.
But I don't remember that because that was so long ago.
Because,
that was in my 20s. So
Dena would do subliminal stuff on Twitter. This when Twitter was popping.
So you know that was a long
So
time
Dena
ago.
would do subliminal, like I said, she's my sister.
Do you remember that one time we got into this was like right before Mama had passed. We had got to this big old thing. We still had Blackberries, I think, because Darren was still alive. So we had our Blackberries.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why when we got into it, my mom didn't call the nigga. She called our godbrother Darren. So she had called Darren. And Darren calling us, and I'm like, oh my God, yes, Darren. He like, why y'all over there fighting? Y'all got y'all.
I was like, Dena was staying in Taylor, which is like the suburb. Listen, I did not care. I had on heels. Dena stayed like her. She had a townhouse. I was throwing my shoe at her window because she would not give me my stuff. Like,
is that the time Darren was calling me?
Yes, you wouldn't give me my stuff. So I'm showing out so bad outside.
By herself, I was in there chilling.
I'm showing out so bad outside. The cops ended up being called. I'll never forget this. I had just graduated from college, and I told the cops, I said, I just graduated. My diploma, probably the pen and the ink, it probably ain't dry on it yet. I will give that to you right now if you let me beat her up. He said, ma'am, I can't let you do that. I was so mad, like, because I was so mad. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, what advice do you have to somebody who's going through what we went through? Like, how can
times was different then. Times was different then. We had mom to be the middle person, and then we had her calling Darren, like, Darren was in her age group or something. Darren was in a your age group. So, if mom couldn't get to us and Janika couldn't get to us, my mom would call Darren. If she couldn't get in touch with Janika, she'll call Darren. So Darren and my mom was like our voice of reason. And so when God took her in December 2018 and Darren, the following 3 months later in 2011, it was like our voice of reason is gone, so we had to figure it out on our own. And so, like, when the person that holds the glue to your family leaves, you have to figure it out yourself so that you can create a new a new glue for your family. So when my mom and grandma, when my grandma got buried, and it's kind of like my mom took on that role of making sure our family was close together, still going to church and stuff like that. So when she left, it was kind of like it was up to kind of like us, the generation under her, which is us and my first cousins, to set that standard. And so I think a lot of it has to do with boundaries. Like, when you're young, you're like, oh, you know, they're kids, they're gonna be kids, you know, cousins gonna fight, siblings gonna fight. It's a part of human nature. And then when you get in high school, it's kind of like, oh, well, they going through their teenage stages, they teenagers, you know, I want to wear her clothes. She get a perm, I want a perm. You know, she go here, I want to go there, but I was too young and all that. So I was being tattletale because I couldn't go because of my age difference. And so when I got of age, 18, and she was in school and I needed her to, like, cover for me, or my mom would call her all the way 13 hours like, where's Dena? She's like, Mama, you're in Detroit. I'm in Augusta. Why you don't know where she at? Like, how do I'm supposed to know where she at 13 hours away? So it was kind of like when the roles switched, and I kind of needed her advice for that big sister advice. When I became a pre-adult, or however you want to phrase it, that's what kind of made us closer. And it was distance. Like, we was in the house 24/7, 7 days a week. We lived together. Our room was next door to each other. I was in her room half of the time, sleeping in her room. So I think a lot of it had to do with space. So I was kind of invading her space, and she was kind of, I guess, invading mine a little bit. And so when she went away in 05, that kind of made us closer, even though we was further apart as far as distance. And then when I came to Payne, 2 years later in 07, we were close. Like I stayed on campus and she stayed off campus. Of course, she was older, but I would go to her. I had a safe place on the weekends, which is her apartment. You know, to have a home cooked meal and to do all that kind of thing. So I think a lot of it had to do with space, boundaries, and I'm really mature. Like you have to mature. Like a lot of it come from maturity. Like, why are you telling your sister? Like, that's stupid, you know. And it was even a point where our older sister was telling on Andrea, and Andrea was like, why are both of y'all telling on me? Like, what do y'all get out of that? And you know, at first it was like we telling mama. It was like not only to tell her to get her in trouble, but it was kind of like protecting her. Like, where are you going? Like, if you don't tell mama where you're going for real, like at least tell one of us so we'll know. And so I tell my nieces and them all the time, like, tonight don't tell on Taylor, because when the roles switch and you get into boys and you need somebody to cover for you, nobody's gonna cover for you like your sister. Or nobody's gonna protect you or have your back if you get in trouble like your sister or your brother or something like that. So I think it's so important to have somebody to confide in, and that's gonna be your sibling. Like your sibling is your first real best friend outside your parents, and that don't come until you get older. Because my mom always say, "I'm not your friend." That's what you got your sisters and cousins and friends for. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of that to do with that. And then if you have kids, you know, like then they become, you make your siblings aunties and uncles, and that create a whole different boundary for them. And you know, when you leave this earth, if you're not married. Even some people that's married, they're like, I want to leave my children to my siblings because I trust them. I know we were raised the same, and I know nobody's going to love my kids like my sister or my brother. So that created a closer bond. Like, we had like maybe one disagreement when I was first born, and we had another one like in summer of 2018, right before we went to Jamaica. But
no physical altercation.
It was like more like
we have an argument going
so long. We haven't had a physical fight since 2015, New Year's of 2015. And so
it was December 2015. It was almost New Year's 2016.
Yeah, and
we fell out. We didn't talk for months. But
what I did was, and this is where maturity come in, is that I still let Nasir FaceTime her. I'm like, just because we're beefing, that has nothing to do with her and Nasir's relationship. Because when I'm dead and gone, all he's gonna have is her, or vice versa. So I think that's important. A lot of siblings misconstrue that they use the kids as clutch or, you know, as a weapon, and I'm like, that's stupid, because that's still their auntie or their uncle, so you shouldn't allow the kids to be separated from their family. And so and Winter made us even closer, so she was the only one who knew the gender of the baby. I thought it was gonna be something different, something cute, and of course she told Janika. And so that made us even closer, because she had the fun part of planning the baby shower. Like when I see her, it was a little different because she was so far away. She was really, really active in Augusta. So I had to do a lot of the planning. She was flew out for, but this time she was able to plan it and be a part of it as if she, you know, was experiencing it for herself. So I thought that was kind of cool.
And I feel like I've experienced motherhood through my sisters, both of my sisters becoming mothers. So in conclusion, guys, healing with sibling rivalry, it takes time, and nobody can figure it out but you and your siblings.
Cause mama and daddy tried, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
like,
but
it was like going in one ear, out the other.
Go ahead.
Because she had a whole
we about
to
reignite this whole sibling
rivalry. She had a whole mouthful the first like 20 minutes ago, right? And I didn't say anything. But I was just about to say, like, even your mom and dad can't do it for you, because mom and dad tried to do it for us, and it kind of made it worse, really. Didn't you think so?
Yeah.
When they were trying to intervene, it was like they tried. Yeah, it didn't really work.
Like y'all didn't grow up with thousands of siblings, and like y'all didn't fight.
Right.
But in conclusion, guys, if you are at odds with your siblings, if you don't have the best relationship with your siblings, and you want to repair it, if everything is repairable, it's just about the timing. It's about forgiveness, and forgiveness is for your own purposes, and it's not for anybody else. So if you have siblings and y'all not on the best of terms, forgive them, for they not know what they do. And even if they know what they do, forgive them as Christ has forgiven you. Talk about it, heal from it, and move forward. For we don't know the hour that we'll be called home. We don't know the hour or the day that they'll be called home. So don't let your siblings leave this earth with any friction, with any regret, with anything that you couldn't tell them. Me and my sister, we have not always seen eye to eye, but we were always inclined and bonded enough to where we could talk about it. And as we grow older, we're able to have differences without altercation. And so I want to thank you guys for watching.
I just want to say, when you sit down and talk, when you get older, you have to remember that everybody was a kid once. So, like she said, you don't know. So you can't fault, even though they was older, your sibling might have been older than you or younger than you or the middle child. You can't fault them because at one point we was all kids. So that's the thing about growth. Like, you grow and you be like, oh my God, I didn't realize I did that. I was a kid. I didn't know that mama gave you all the attention. Or I didn't realize that, we went to the store and you got something and I didn't get something. Or anything like that. We kids just don't know that we kids. And when you get older, you can talk about it and be like, oh my God, I never looked at it like that. And that's another thing, you have to put yourself in your sibling's shoes. If they're the oldest and you're the baby, or if you're the baby and they're the oldest. Or whatever, however you fall in placement. And therapy. I don't know why people think therapy is a bad thing. Like, therapy is really a good thing. And this is kind of our therapy right here, talking to you guys on the couch. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for watching Andrea Monroe.
From head to toe.
Okay. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell for these weekly videos I'm dropping, so you're on board. And you guys, come on, Winter, tell them. Say, don't forget to dream bigger than your fears, more than your imagination. Clap, Winter. Surpassing your wildest dreams. I am Andrea Monroe. Thank you for watching Andrea Monroe from head to toe. Okay. And this is my favorite part. Don't forget to be
amazing.
Done.